Good evening, everybody. This is Tony. We're back for another exciting episode of Game-O-Rama Uncut, and today we are going to be playing Super Pinball. Yes, so Super Pinball, goddammit. Super Pinball, this game was a Japanese game that was set to release in 1988, and I believe it did not. I believe it didn't, to the best of my ability. What we're actually playing is the beta version of this. It may have, actually. I don't have any actual recollection 100%. So, it may have, but we're playing the beta version of this, obviously. So, yep, let's just jump right into it. So, and this is the second time we're recording this audio, because the first time we tried to do this, we had some technical issues, and this is actually our third time audio-wise trying to record this episode. The first time we tried to do that, it didn't come out as kind of great as I thought it was going to be, so I was kind of like, alright, we're just gonna, you motherfucker, we're just gonna kind of like reset and like, we'll redo the audio, and then all we have to do is record, an additional section, because we found the game that we also needed to cover for this. This was part of a twofer, and we couldn't find the second game, and you son of a bitch. And so it was just like, okay, yeah, we'll find the, once we found the second game, we're like, okay, yeah, we have to obviously reset all of this. And so we were just gonna go back, redo audio, and like reconfigure everything, and that did not happen. Obviously, it did not happen. So this is like attempt. So this is attempt number 2 at recording this portion of the game, and this is attempt number 3 at recording the audio for everything. So fun times being had. This was supposed to be done earlier in the day, and I got like super sidetracked doing some shit, and I was out today because I was going to son of a bitch. I was going to kind of sell off some books that I'm not reading right now, or some books that I had from college, so I sold those off, and yeah. Sorry, I felt like I had something stuck back behind my mouth. But anyways, yeah. So I went off doing that, and then actually no, the whole day started because I was like, oh, we should go to Pawn America, because I've never been to Pawn America before. So we went to Pawn America. Wasn't that thoroughly impressed. I'll put it like this: I was probably a smidge close to buying Metroid Other M, but I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, there's a hole in the cover, and I'm not in the mood to, spend $10 for a hole in the cover. Yeah, not happening. So, shit. And I was like, alright. So I went to half price, because I'm like, well, I got some books that I've been digging through, to, see if I still wanted these, and some of them were college textbooks that I obviously couldn't get around to selling. So I was like, alright, let's, my brain just like froze for a second. Let's sell all this. Sorry, my brain like froze for a second because I was like, what the fuck was I gonna say? Come on, Tony, use your brain, let it think. But shit. But so yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna sell some of this stuff off, and I had one or two. I had some like manga that I was like, oh, I kind of already got these issues, so these were duplicates, and son of a bitch. And so I was like, fuck me. So I was like, yeah, okay, absolutely. We're just gonna, sell some of this shit off and just, not think about it. I ended up getting like $3 for all 4 books, and like, when I say textbook, I mean like it was a freaking chapter book that they wanted us to read for like English that I couldn't get rid of afterwards. So, shit, you son of a fuck nugget. Okay. Game over. I think there has to be a game for it to be over. But god, that is a great game over screen. Can we at least be honest on that? It is a great game over screen. Game over! It's not the game over one, but yeah, so I sold like 4 books off and got like fucking $3 for it, and I'm like, alright, I mean, I wasn't gonna complain anyways, I'm just happy I got something out of all this. I could have literally told him, just keep the fucking money. Just keep the money. I just want to get rid of these books. But, and then, you know, I'm looking through and I'm like, is there anything here that I'm interested in? And it's like, no, it's all the same stuff that I've seen the last couple times I've been here. Some stuff where I was like, oh, I was gonna get that, and then I just didn't. So, it's like, oh, great, yeah. That was it. That was a hoot and a hour. Boy, I tell you what. That was a hoot and a hour. Come on, you son of a. But I did that, and then after that, I was like, is there anything else I haven't been to in a while that I could just be like, oh, cool, like I haven't been here. Let's go and do that. And oh, cool. So I went to Media Exchange, which is a game and DVD shop like right down the road. And I was like looking through the thing. I'm like, oh, there's nothing really new. It's all still same shit as always. There's the box copy of Final Fantasy V for the Super Famicom. I already got a copy of Final Fantasy V. Getting a box copy would kind of serve no purpose. So. That's just my mentality. If it's like, oh, you can get a box copy. Yeah, what's the point? Like, unless there's like actual fucking art differences where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see why I want to get it. Like, there's only a handful of games where I like actually have like 2 versions of the same game. Okay, now it's. What was I gonna say? Shit. Where if it's 2 versions of something that I already have like the same of, like I'm just gonna be like, yeah, what's the point? But like if it's something with like different art, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Like for example, like I have Cowboy Bebop for the PS1. That's a Japan exclusive, and I kid you not, I have 2 copies of that same game. I have the original version, and then I have the PlayStation like Best Collection version of it. And like the PlayStation Best version is, well, that was a dick move on the game, whatever. But like the PlayStation, the Best version is kind of more of a, like I like both covers, but I like the PlayStation like Best version a little better because it's a picture of the whole crew just like watching Ed play the game. And then the back cover is just, you see a little screenshot of the game and them just like covering around it. So, like something like that I'm fine with. But like if it's something where it's like, oh, you can just get Final Fantasy V complete in box, so then I might as well sell all Final Fantasy V. The copy I already have. There's no point. I bought that one on the internet. So, you bastard. So I was like, yeah, there's no point to any of this. Shit, you son of a bitch. And welcome to the game, you son of a bitch. So I ended up getting Grandia 2, which I have digitally on Switch, but I didn't have a physical copy. And I was actually sitting there as I'm like at the bus stop. I'm like, I'm trying to remember, do I have Grandia 1? Like, I feel like I would, but I don't. I've had that a couple of times where, like, I'll buy something and then, like, in the back of my head, I'm going, like, did I already get this? Or do I have, like, the other versions of this? Like, for other consoles? Or, like, the first, game in the series? Like, sometimes that'll happen where I'll buy, like, a sequel and then I'll be like, oh, I had the first game in the series this whole time and I didn't notice. Alright, cool. That's 2. Watch this. Yep, fuck you, game. Watch this just immediately not work my way. I ended up picking up that because I was like, oh, it's like 16 bucks. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get that. I got a call from my boss like right in the middle of all that, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm at the store. Or she was like, cool, like, hey, we sent out a Gallup poll. We need you to fill out because you're an employee. I'm like, all right. She's like, could you fill that out as soon as you can? And I'm thinking like, I'm at the store right now. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I got the freaking clerk, like, who just pulled the game out of the case looking at me like, is this guy gonna get off the phone? Like, and like immediately after, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why my boss called me. Wasn't expecting to get a call from my boss. But it's just like, Jesus. I'm like, God damn it, come on. I can say the same about this game. God damn it, man, come on. Come on, man, I'm just trying to play a little bit of ball, man. But that was just funny. So then after that, I'm like, oh, there's a bookstore on the other side of town I haven't been to in a while. I was like, I should probably go over there. So I went all the way over there, picked up a couple books. I ended up getting Martian's Successor, Nadesco. One of the few times there was like an English, like what's the word I'm looking for? Not reimagining, but like a reformatting, an English reformatting where Dark Horse had this like weird thing for a while in the 90s where they would like acquire, they would acquire manga, but they would like reformat the manga to read from left to right instead of right to left. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, it's nice, but it's like, it kind of throws everything in my manga collection off. Whenever I get those copies, it's like, oh, come on. Like, you're telling me you seriously didn't sit there and think, like, oh, should we just... No, shut it. But I ended up getting that. I got Tokyo Mew Mew Volume Issue 1. Which, that led to another, like, sitting at the bus stop, going, did I already have a copy of Tokyo Mew Mew? I'm trying to fucking remember this. And I'm, like, sitting there the whole freaking time going, do I have a copy of Tokyo Mew Mew? I don't remember. And I'm, like, looking through boxes when I get home, like, where the fuck is this copy? Like, my brain is alleging, like, hey, we have a copy of this manga already. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see it. But I got that, and I got some like, I don't know if it's a one-off work, but it was some manga, I think it's called like X-99, the prequel or something like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's from Clamp, the person who did Magic Knight Rayearth, and I'm a big Magic Knight Rayearth fan, so it's like, oh, from the same it's from Clamp, okay. Clamp has questionable taste, but but I got that, and then there was what else? I was gonna get Saint Seiya, because there was a Saint Seiya manga there. And I was like, you know what? I really don't want the Saint Seiya manga. In all fairness. I'm like, you know what? Maybe not. What else did I get? Oh, I got something. I can't remember the fucking name. Is it Dragon Prince or something like that? I'm trying to think of the name off the top of my head, and I can't. I'm looking at it right now because it's on the shelf. And I'm just like, what the fuck was the name of this? But I can't remember. For the freaking life of me. Anyways. Oh, I could just... Oh. I could just move this to the left. This just makes it easier. Fuck me. Alright, what else did I do? That was pretty much it, actually. After that, I just was like, yeah, I want to kind of get home. It's 3 o'clock and I needed to record this, so this is out tonight. So I'm like, yeah, we need to kind of get this shit done. Because I have to do this, and I have to do Super Mario Brothers, and the other pinball game. So, it's like, 2 pinball games and Super Mario Brothers have to be recorded within, like, you know, a few hours. And plus, on top of that, I have to go to work tomorrow early, so... Yay. Like, I have to, like, fucking jump on everything and then be like, yeah. We got nothing. The whole schedule's been so fucking whack because of work, it sucks. It really fucking sucks. Fuck, god damn it. I'm not good at this. Shit. I am not good at this one. I don't get it. I don't get why I'm not good at this. Well, I mean, okay. I might have a good idea why I'm not good at this, but I'm just not good at this. I was gonna go to easy pawn, but I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going all that way out just to fucking go to another pawn shop. Just to look and be like, oh, there's not much in terms of games here, and I'm really not in the mood to deal with people, so. And like, Pawn America was nice, but I was just like, there was some stuff there I was kind of laughing and questioning what the fuck were they thinking? Like, someone selling a ukulele? I'm like, who the fuck's selling a ukulele? It's not my ukulele. My ukulele's in a box at home. It's in a box ready to go. Not be sold, but just like, it's in a box. But it's just shit like that, man. It's like, the hell? Like, there's a lot of music mixing equipment, so I'm like, okay, so people are pawning off their mixing equipment. Gotta be some DJs that are just like, I can't fucking take the economic depression anymore, man. I gotta do it. I gotta sell off my DJ equipment. There was just some stuff where I'm like, what the fuck? Who would sell this? Someone was selling a fucking, they had like crossbows, and I'm like, what the fuck is selling crossbows? Like, I'm surprised there's no guns. I'm pretty sure Pawn America's like, yeah, we have a policy on guns now. I'm just trying to keep the ball alive. I'm like, I don't want you to die. Please don't die on me. You son of a bitch. Just fucking turn. Yep, that's what I thought, you bastard. You bastard. You cock-shucking bastard. You did that to me. Shit. I had some guy, as I was walking down to the freaking pawn shop, I had some guy behind me just go, oh man, that is fucking good ass smells over there, man. Good ass smells. I'm like, yeah, that's a Denny's for you. I'm thinking in the back of my head, shit, I really want Denny's right now. Motherfucker, now I want Denny's. I didn't go to Denny's, but I was just like, shit, I really fucking want Denny's now. I went to a fucking Dollar Tree though, and it's like, yep, this is a Dollar Tree, alright. Fucking you. What the fuck is the name of the carts? God damn it. I can't think of the name of the carts now. Fucking carts galore of just boxes that need to be, you know, gone through and shit just scattered all over. Oh yeah. This is a fucking... This is a Dollar Tree. I picked up a couple of Pepsis, some like Mellow Yellow. Like, I'm on a diet, but I'm just like, hey, you know what? It's nice to have these kind of around just in case. You know, like I need a quick pick me up in the morning or something. I'm probably gonna need one tomorrow, but besides the point. Shit, what the hell was I gonna say? Fuck. I was just like, yeah, it's just nice to have it around just in case. I picked up like some like cheese flavored yakisoba, and I'm like, oh, I haven't had this yet. It's like, oh, cool. I guess I'll try this out tonight. It's supposed to taste like mac and cheese, and I'm like, I guess we still have two things of mac and cheese in case this fucking flounders on us. But I still can't get that thought out of my head. Oh man, that smells heavenly. Oh, it was a fucking Denny's, man. Like, that's the most nonchalant way I could just say, like, yeah man, it's a Denny's. Denny's is always gonna, you bastard. Denny's is always gonna smell good. Regardless of what you do to it. But, shit. I brought my like backpack with me because I wanted to carry the books in something, and I didn't want to bring out like a plastic bag and be like, I'm taking my books to the store. So I figured, if I get a backpack, I'll blend in. Blend in I did, because like one of the stops I had to take when I was getting to the other bookstore was like, oh, I guess I'm a college student, you son of a bitch. I guess I'm a college student, because I'm just like holding my fucking yellow backpack going like this, going, ooh, just wait for that bus to fucking do like a small like muscle man voice. Yeah, under my breath, like, I'm waiting for the bus, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm waiting for the bus. You know who else likes to wait for the bus? Like, I'm just slowly murmuring this, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna fucking look insane in this fucking town. Oh, because I'm just trying to find fucking genuine ways to make my ass laugh right now. Because I'm like sitting here going, I can't believe I'm going to this bookstore again. Like I said, there's a lot of good... Ah, fuck you. There's a lot of good shit at the book look store. And when I walked in, the cashier like looked at me and she's like, hi, can I help you find something? I'm like, no. I'm like, I've been here before. I know where I'm looking. She's like, okay. She's like, do you have any questions? Just let us know. I'm like, all right. And I can't believe I just fucking died to that. Why me, man? Why me? Anyway, she's like, yeah, okay. So I walked through. I looked through the manga section again, and I'm like, all right, you know, there's not much. There's a lot new here, but they don't have them like they did the first time I was around, where they had it laid out in a row, and then they had some stacked right on top. When I saw that, I was like, oh, you know, that was the first time I was like, oh, there's a lot of titles here. Now it's like, oh, there's still a lot, but it's just like, it's not like a whole lot. Fuck. Okay, that one was on me. I'll take full blame for that one. Figured out they did a Twilight Zone comic, and I'm like, wait, they did a Twilight Zone comic? They're like comic reimaginings of some of the original episodes, and I'm like, huh. So I'm like kind of thumbing through it, and in the back of my head I'm going, submitted for your approval. Submitted for your approval, and the approval of the Comics Code Authority. just Rod Serling it up. Just Rod Serling. Ah, fuck. Shit. Pinball, man, pinball. Dang dong, man, dang dong. At the end, I got to the checkout. The other employee was helping a guy because they also will take books in, which now that I thought about it, I'm like, shit, I should have just brought the books here. I wouldn't have asked for money. I would have just said, like, yeah, I'm just donating these. I just need to get these out of my hair. But anyways, so the other guy's helping him out, and she's checking me out, and she's like, do you have a rewards membership with us? I'm like, yes, I do. She's like, okay. She's like, phone number? I'm like, no, yeah, I'll give the phone number out. And she's like, oh. She's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I haven't been here in like a while. She's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like to like spread myself out a bit, where I'm like not going to the same place every week. I mean, it's nice, but like every once in a while, I kind of like to be like, oh, I haven't been here in like a couple weeks. Let's go check and see what they got. And that's kind of been the way I've been going now. Is like I probably mentioned this in the last video, but I'll mention it again. My new thought process on like going to these shops is like, oh, I'll kind of separate out certain shops by like, oh, I haven't been there in a while, and like maybe something new will pop in. Like, oh, I need to get back over there. Fuck, I need to get back over there. I could have gone up. I could have gone up, man. I could have gone back up to the fucking second level. Fuck. Come on, man, that's bullshit. Don't tell me that now. Fucking Christ. Anyway, what was I saying? Shit. Okay, sorry. Lost my train of thought focusing on this. But anyways, yeah, so like I kind of like to spread it out. So like if I, like for example, I haven't been to, you know, the store I just went to today. I haven't been there in like 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes about as much sense. So, you know, you kind of split it off. So, like, okay, I haven't been there in 2 weeks, and you just are going to keep spinning. Cool. Cool. We'll give this one more try. We'll give it one more college try. But it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I haven't been here in 2 weeks. All right, we'll go back and check that out. Oh, okay, so during the 2 weeks where I went here instead of here, you know, maybe this had changed. So I like to spread it out. So there's kind of an idea of like, okay, I've done this, and now I can go back and do that. You know, video games. Video games exchange, like that's gonna be like once every 2 weeks, roughly. And like I said, it's not like a personal choice. It is kind of a personal choice because it kind of lets me like not have to worry about like, oh, coming back in and then being like, oh, there's nothing here. Well, I guess I still have to grab something. And then looking for like something where I was like, oh, that was kind of a second-rate idea. And, you know, it lets me like have the idea of like, okay, there might be something new. So, it's the same way with like quick save. Quick save games is kind of the same way. But I also will say quick save is a little bit different in that scenario because the owners like actually go out of their way to look for imports. Media exchange, they just randomly or not media exchange, video game exchange just randomly gets imports from time to time. Media exchange is the same case. It's like just random bits from time to time. Like there's still like a handful of shit that I can get, but I just didn't. You bitch. So, like I could have gotten a Neo Geo Pocket game for like $80. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like the whole goal of this was just like be like, oh, I'm gonna get a PS4 today, and then the more I looked into like getting a PS4, the more I was like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna call off getting that PS4 right now, just for like a handful of reasons. And it's not like I was just like, oh, I hate the PS4 now, I don't want to get it. No, it's just like, oh, like I don't want to get a PS4 because shit. Well, I guess I'll explain that like when we get to the next part. So shit. Damn it. Alright. Jeez, I was just about to get into that whole discussion. I don't want to keep going, so anyways, yeah, we're gonna take a quick break here. When we get back, I'll talk about that and much more. We'll be right back. And we are back, everybody, so here we go. Super Sushi Pinball. This is the American version of the Super Pinball game that did not get released, that may or may not have gotten released in Japan. But this is the version that was supposed to come to America that did not get released. Excuse me. Had a sneeze there. But yeah, so this was supposed to come out, I think, 89, late 88, early 89, and it just did not. So. So we're going to listen to the history of sushi. Popularity of sushi in America and the addition of American ideas to sushi in Japan have helped increase mutual appreciation between our two countries. Here are some sushi words you might hear when you're in a sushi shop. Agari, hot green tea, gyoku, egg, ikaramino, or ikaremono, silver skin fish, azuke, gare, murasake. There's also a special counting system for sushi when you order. One of anything is a pin, 2 is Ryan, 3 is Geta, 4 is Dari. What? What the fuck are you talking? Oh fuck! I love that. Like the bottom row of text is basically replaying the last row of text. What the fuck is happening? We hope you enjoy Sushi Pinball. Good luck. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, bitch. Oh, come on. That's not fair. Fuck. We hope you enjoy. I love that it's still repeating shit. Alright, Super Sushi Pinball. Let's get right into this. How many players? 1. It's just me. And look, it's the same game all over again. Fuck. Well, at least they didn't change the button thing, so. Shit. Anyways, so, back to what we were talking about. So I was considering the whole point of this trip, the whole point of like going out today was, other than getting the, books taken care of, was to, you motherfucker, and we immediately begin in hell, was to get the, was to possibly get a PS4. That was kind of the plan. It was like, oh, maybe we'll just get a PS4 or something. Because, like, I'm still trying to deal with the fact that, like, I can't play all of the PS1 games I'm supposed to be playing. And so I was like, oh, maybe we'll just get a PS4. And, maybe we can just transfer those PS3 games onto the PS4. And, and then when the PS3, comes in, we'll just, well, that clearly isn't the case, because I did some more digging, and it's like, oh, well, the PS4 doesn't play PS3 because of a change in the system's graphics. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, but there are some PS3 games that can be upgraded to PS4 games. And it's like, cool, but like, really? I can't play any of my PS3 games. What about PS2 and PS1? Well, at least play those? Nope. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I'm like trying to think of like reasonable like ideas for like why I would get this. And I was just like, okay, there's gotta be something here that's like giving me any form of an idea. And it's just like, well, there's nothing here. I'm sorry to tell you that. Because like, even if I was just getting a PS4 just for PS4 games, it's only gonna be like a handful of fucking games. Because every other game is just either mainly on the Switch, or it's mainly on the, or I can get it, or it's just like, it's not worth it. Like, I guess that's the word I'm trying to find. But it's just like, oh, cool, so it just serves no purpose. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, if you got a PS3, what's the point of getting a PS4? Exactly. Like, oh, you want the graphical upgrade? Cool, yeah, but like, I also would like, a valid reason to want to upgrade. Like, hey, we'll take your games and you can, move your games onto this console. That's what I was hoping for, and that just did not seem to be the case the more I looked into it. So I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, oh, I'm going to get a PS4 today. Like, what kind of games am I going to get? Well, okay, maybe I'll just won't get any games. I believe I might still have some, like, sitting in, storage that I can pull out. Because do have like a handful of PS4 games. Like I have Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 2.5. So like that was something. But I was just like, yeah, no. And like, what games would I get? Well, I get like Little Witch Academia for the PS4, which makes me wonder why the fuck it didn't come to the Switch. It's just like, really? Like, maybe rent a girlfriend? I don't know. Like, again, it's another one of those, why didn't it come to the Switch? You know, or will it eventually come to the Switch? Will someone just be like, yeah, man, we're just gonna, oh, shit. Shit, I didn't see this part. This is new. Shit, and you motherfucker, you already ruined it. Fuck. I love that. You son of a bitch, you already ruined it. Alright. Come on. I need to get you right in there. Come on. Fuck. Come on, man. I want you back in there. Anyways. But yeah, I was just like, well, there's not, you know, give me many imports I can get for this game. Because anything that I would want to get, well, it's already on Switch, or it's, you know, or it's set to be on Switch, or I'd expect it to be on Switch. It's like, well, what about Sandland? Well, Sandland, yeah, you're right. Sandland will probably never come onto Switch, because Bandai Namco would just be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that one. They probably have an exclusivity contract with, with Sega. That's probably the reason why. Or not Sega, Sony. Fuck, I can't think. Someone in the comments, PlayStation's not Sega, it's Sony. And I could be like, yeah, no shit, I made a fuck up, okay? Drop it. It's like, drop it, Mac. I made a fuck up. My brain's running on high, okay? I have like 83 things I could like discuss. And like right now I just want to talk about my reasons I did not get a PS4 today. Like I was literally like all set and then I just kind of like ruined my own hype. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. We should double check to make sure we can get our PS3 game, you know, digital games back through this, right? Nope. Well, what the fuck's the point? I'd pay you, but I don't have any money. Then why the fuck did you order a pizza then? Come on, you son of a bitch. Get the fuck in there. Yes. Thank you. Come on. Don't teeter, you motherfucker. That disappointment just rolls right off my tongue. God damn it. Nice. Let's keep going. Fuck. But anyways, yeah. Like that's the reason for that. So there. We can now wrap that up. Tony won't get a PS4 right now because A, there's just not that many games for it, and what B, that's about it, yeah. And like I'm gonna probably even get like comments from my friends being like, why the fuck won't you get a PS4? It's like I just listed my reasons. Any of the imports that I would want to get, it's gonna be very limited. Like, there's not going to be that many. It's probably going to be, like, at most, maybe 3 or 4. Unless you want to point out some imports that you think would be fun. Because everything else is either already on Switch, or, you know. I just noticed they made this a lot easier. The whole, like, getting the on-Switch shit. It was 5, and now it's 4, so I just realized that. I'm like, wow. That's bullshit. Whatever. Fuck. Something's coming up the plumbing for Luigi's in a bind. Giant turtles have to get him. Creepy crabs are right behind. Keeper flies, keeper jets, they're all coming out the pipes. Mario, where are you? Why do I get that stuck in my head? Car 54, where are you? Come on. You bastard. It just went straight down. It's like, oh, you weren't paying attention. No, I was. You clearly weren't letting me. That's what I spent the other night doing. Like, just watching, like, classic sitcoms. I was watching, what the fuck was I watching? I watched a bit of Car 54. Like, I actively go out and pick all this shit, okay? So I don't feel like, were you just that bored that you were just like, fuck it, the show's worth it? And it's like, no, I was actively looking for old shit like this. What the fuck was I watching? I was watching, this was through Shout Factory. I was watching Dobie Gillis, that was the name of the show. Dobie Gillis, which, I kid you not, I'm about to like drop some knowledge. I don't know if anyone else knows this. Like, I know a handful of like animation historians and fans will know this, but to like the non-weird people who like, you know, apparently have lives. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that, yeah. So Dobie Gillis, I can't believe I'm saying this. Dobie Gillis partially inspired Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Dobie Gillis was the partial inspiration for Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Especially when it came to the characterization. So, like, watching this show, like, with that knowledge in the back of your head, you're like, oh, that makes sense, and that makes sense. And, oh, yep, I can see where they might have said, like, yeah, this is where that's Fred Jones. I kid you not, like, the main character, like, apparently, like, Ruby Spears, like, later came out, and a few of the, yeah, Ruby Spears especially, and one of the writers, like, came out years later and was like, yeah, we based, the characterizations were based on the show Dobie Gillis. So, like, Dwayne Hickman's character, you know, Dobie, that's fucking Fred. That's legitimately where Fred Jones came from. And, like, Maynard G. Krebs, who was played by Bob Denver, you know, Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. His character is essentially inspired Shaggy. And then, like, Thalia and Zelda, the two, like, love interests of the show, those pretty much influenced the characterizations of, like, Velma and Daphne. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. And, like, rewatching the pilot, I'm just sitting there laughing, thinking to myself, yep, this is where Fred Jones came from. The house that Freddy built. It's like, that's what happens with a lot of TV shows, though. It's like, you know, if you really, like, get down and, like, think about, like, where the inspiration came from for certain, like, cartoons especially, like, that's usually where a lot of them came from. It was, like, either TV or just, like, movies. You know, the Flintstones is the Honeymooners. Yeah, the Jetsons kind of was Father Knows Best. I believe from what I remember reading years ago. Like, that's where they, like, took the influence for the Jetsons, was a mix of, like, Father Knows Best and Blondie. So, Archie Comics in general. Archie Comics basically was based on the film series, the Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland film series, Andy Hardy. That's literally where Archie Comics started. Was Bob Montana and John Goldwater just being like, hey, this teen stuff is really fucking hitting it right now. Like, maybe we should do something based on that. Like, that's literally where all that stuff comes from. It's so fascinating to me sometimes. And, like, since I got on the subject of Archie, I don't think I've ever talked about, like, my fucking brief stint, like, when I was in, like, middle school, up to, like, maybe early mid-high school, where, like, I was just, like, a big Archie fan. Like, I ended up liking a lot of Archie comics. I still have some of my Archie comics. They're sitting in boxes somewhere. But, like, I was just a big fan. And, like, this was before, like, they did the whole reboot where they were just like, oh, we're going to revamp the characters and bring them to modern day. This is when they were still basing it off most of, like, the original continuity. And, like, some of the comics I have are, like, 90s comics, so it's just... but, like, I was a big fan of Archie, and I still kind of am to an extent, but, like, I don't really like it as much as I used to now. I guess that's the point I'm trying to get to. I think for me it was a mix of two things. I think it was kind of them doing the reboot kind of like felt like, okay, we're just kind of skirting around the idea of like, yeah, we've done this for so long and we kind of dicked people. Son of a bitch. I am really not paying attention to this. Alright, yep. Start this up again. Turn up the radio. But anyway, it was the mix of like the reboot, which kind of confirmed to me like, yeah, they probably did not think much of this shit through, and didn't realize like, oh, we held on to this formula for so fucking long. They're like, yeah, we are gonna annoy the fan base at some point if we keep pulling shit like this. So like. Everyone knows the typical formula of Archie comics. It's like Archie's the fucking redhead who can't choose between Betty or Veronica. Love triangle scenario, which, again, based on Andy Hardy. Andy Hardy kind of did that back in the 30s and 40s. So, I'm sounding like a complete nerd as I'm talking about this. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see where I'm starting to come across as way too fucking annoying about that, but... Anyways, but like, for the longest time, like, that's the formula they pretty much kept to. They tried to mix it up every once in a while. At least, in the last 30 years, they tried to do something in the 90s where they tried to add a third character into the mix, and Cheryl Blossom, and that didn't fucking work. I mean, it was a hit, but, like, it kind of didn't fix the formula problem. It just made the formula problem worse, because now you gotta add a third character into that fucking mix, and it's like... Okay, now there's 3 girls in the mix, and one kind of wants to, kind of doesn't want to be a part of the fucking mix, but it just kind of happens. And Cheryl was fucking a big character at that time, and that was one thing, and then they tried to do the whole, like, Life of Archie in the Future shit. That didn't really... that went somewhere until they realized, shit, we are never going to answer this fucking problem, so they just decided in the end, fuck it, we'll kill them in both timelines. Like, they did this thing where it was like 2 separate timelines. Archie marries Betty, Archie marries Veronica. How does the future turn out? Well, in both ends, he's kind of happy, but also kind of miserable. And then at some point, the fans were like, well, is he ever actually going to choose someone? They're like, well, shit, now we got people still asking us about this question. So they're like, well, I guess we'll just kill him off at this point. There's no point in even, like, trying to make this work. And I would say it goes, the other thing that kind of killed it for me, like, my enjoyment of it, was when Riverdale came out. When Riverdale came out, I was like, okay, this is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen. Like, I give you props for trying something with this, but, like, no, you really fucked this up. Like, how... I get the idea of wanting to do something paranormal. Archie Comics has done that before. There was Archie's Weird Mysteries, that was... an animated show by Deep. That was back in the 90s, that was one way they did it, where they still retained the formula, but got to do something new and interesting with the entire series. This was just, well, let's just do CW teen drama and just fucking put a coat of Archie paint over it. And it's like, yeah, it kind of doesn't work, though. When you sit there and tell yourself, in all seriousness, yeah, Archie fucked Miss Grundy. Wait, what? Like, that's where my brain went. I'm like, okay, wait. Hold on. What? Like that. It's like, and then, it's like, what? And then there's like witches and time travel and shit like that. And it's like, okay, You know, it could clearly work if you had a Dilton Doily to explain everything, but you don't have a Dilton Doily in this universe. You just say, well, shit happens. Like, Sabrina could get away with that, but that's because Sabrina was always baked in the paranormal. The teen stuff was just kind of the nice coating around it. You know, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is an actual good show because they still stick to, you know, some generalized version of a premise. I am really going to get a lot of hate from people who are fans of Riverdale. I'm realizing this right now as I'm saying all this out loud. But it's just, it kind of sucks because it's like, it's one of the rare times when, when a live action interpretation of Archie just kind of... Shit. Should I do one more? Yeah, let's do one more, because I still want to go through my Archie tirade. Because there's only been, like, so many fucking, like, live-action interpretations. They've only tried so many times. There was the TV movie back in the 90s, Riverdale Back Again, which was done in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Archie franchise. And then there's this. And that's also, if you know, that's not counting, like, the 1964 TV pilot for a live-action Archie series they wanted to do. Which I will still stand. That is actually a really fucking funny-ass pilot. And I also appreciate the deviations, because they at least make some load of sense in the plot. So, like, in terms of that, like, I can get behind that because it makes sense within the universe. You know, something like Riverdale, it's like, it took the universe and just went, nothing. You could have made a simple fucking generic, like, teen sitcom comedy out of it. You literally could have Saved by the Bell this. And yet you chose not to. They don't like me because I'm weird. Jughead, you're always supposed to be weird. That was the whole point of your character. You were the odd best bud of fucking Archie Andrews. The guy who could do nothing but eat. That was the whole point of your character. How we ended up in this scenario, I have no fucking clue. It's the reason they gave you the fucking, like, crown beanie to begin with. You were the weird kid. Thank you for joining me for my Archie TED Talk. If I lose a lot of people, I don't fucking care at this point. They're all like, oh shit, he's talking about Archie. Like, this is shit like that where I'm just like, oh come on guys, like there's an idea here. You know, if you wanted to do a supernatural teen, you know, fucking thing like that, like, make it something original. Don't fucking do Archie. Unless you're willing to fucking also play with the regular Archie aesthetics. You can goof on them, but you still gotta play with them. Archie's Weird Mysteries do that. And that was back in 1998. Fuck. I'm still going off on that, but it's like, it's true, because that's just the way I feel. Well, now that I got that tirade out of my system. And Archie also has a connection to Scooby-Doo, because it was the Archie show that made fucking CBS go to Hanna-Barbera and go, give us one of these. And Hanna-Barbera's like, okay. It's their Scooby-Doo. So, like, there is a lot of connection to all this. Scooby-Doo took inspiration from Dobie Gillis and Archie comics. And Dobie Gillis took inspiration from Archie comics, now that I think about it. Because you can say Maynard G. Krebs is pretty much fucking Jughead. He's the Jughead of the universe. Fucking Warren Beatty was in that damn show now that I'm thinking about this more. Warren Beatty pretty much played the Reggie of that universe. Dobie Gillis, you're fucking Archie Andrews. Hell yeah, you're fucking Veronica Lodge. Zelda, you're fucking Betty Cooper. Wow, the more I think about it, the more sad this gets. Fuck. Where I need to go. Okay, stop, man. What the fuck are we talking about? We're talking about a sitcom from the 1960s. That lasted like fucking 4 seasons. It lasted 4 seasons. And pretty much was one of the things that put Bob Denver on the fucking map. That and Gilligan's Island. Gilligan. There's an episode I want to do. I want to cover the Gilligan's Island video game. Just for shits and giggles. Yes, there is a Gilligan's Island video game. Bandai made it back in the 80s. It was for the NES. I want to fucking do it now. Don't be surprised if there's not a schedule change. I just go fucking Gilligan's Island. Here on Gilligan's Island. Shit, fucking just went all south. You wouldn't believe your eyes. Tony lost this fucking game, much to his surprise. He's not really good at pinball now. No, he's really not. Alright, well, that was Super Sushi Pinball. That game never came out in the US. And, well, I didn't say yes, let's pick a fucking player, but there we go. There's Super Sushi Pinball. And with that being said, folks, this is Tony. I am signing out. I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.